Today, we're going to be simulating a battle royale of the United States, but every 5 years, the poorest nation or the poorest state is going to be deleted from here. So we're going to see what's going to happen, but in 5 years, I'm going to have to delete the poorest country or the poorest state, no matter what. And New Hampshire goes down, Delaware goes down, and yeah, they're the first two that are going out, but there still is a lot of time for any of these smaller nations to kind of come up, because if just any of these states have a really bad war and they have no money, there's Ohio going down, rest in peace Ohio. There's Connecticut going down, rest in peace them, Kansas, Wisconsin. Okay, so 5 years have gone by, and we're gonna see the poorest place is right now North Dakota. So I mean, you guys were already kind of getting taken over, but you guys are going to die. Rest in peace North Dakota. But now you guys are not on the map anymore. And Georgia does not look good either. Wow, they are really getting taken out. And yeah, I don't know. I would say right now, there's really no like stronger nation. Like maybe you could say Minnesota is doing well. And like Florida is about to get taken out as well. Kind of crazy. Georgia just really turned the tables on them. But like you could say Minnesota and Montana are probably some of the strongest ones. But it is just crazy. Okay, there's North Carolina going down, and now we are back into another 5 years. So we are going to see who the next poorest nation is. It is Montana. Montana is one of the strongest nations at the moment, and because they're poor, they're gone. They are officially gone. So no more Montana, no more Illinois at the same time. There's a lot of space for like some of these smaller nations, because Montana was probably the strongest nation. Wow, there is a lot of stuff going down. Texas goes down, Missouri goes down, Illinois, like all Washington just went down to Alaska. Pennsylvania goes down as well. So there's a lot of nations that are just, and Oklahoma looks like they're about to go down as well. Oh my God. Iowa goes down, Rhode Island goes down. A lot of nations are just starting to capitulate, but we are in year 15. So the weakest nation here right now is Oregon. They were already kind of going to get taken over. So rest in peace, Oregon. Yeah, rest in peace, Oregon. But it really is just, if you get caught on a bad time with no gold, you could die. And yeah, like a place like Montana, which was one of the strongest nations in the entire game, did die. There's Maryland going down, rest in peace. And it looks like South Dakota is also going to go down. So Minnesota is probably the strongest nation here. Like they look really, really good. And Mississippi also looks pretty dead. So rest in peace to Mississippi. But there's kind of a lot of blobbing in the middle of the map. There's Colorado and Vermont going down at the same time. Oh, and I didn't even realize we really passed year 20. So it's going to be New Jersey going down, as they're the poorest nation at the moment, at the same time as New York and New Mexico go down as well. So 3 nations, a lot of land to scoop up, and West Virginia looks pretty good at the moment. So like I'm kind of hoping for West Virginia. That would be such a weird win here. Like I don't really want California, or that's kind of the only big nation or like only big state still left in here. All the rest I'd be kind of fine with. Michigan goes down as well. So yeah, West Virginia just looks really good. And we are back into year 25. I'm going to say it's going to be pretty likely it's going to be Idaho. Yeah, it is Idaho, because I just saw how easy they were going down. But yeah, Idaho, rest in peace. Everyone else looks pretty good. Like Georgia doesn't have the most money, but it just depends on if you're fighting anyone or not. And Arkansas goes down as well. Rest in peace, Arkansas. Rest in peace, Arizona. There's only a couple nations left. There's only 17 left, and we're really gonna have to see it. It is just like the weakest of the crop gets taken out. And Utah and Nevada are in a little stalemate. Indiana goes down to Minnesota. Rest in peace. And we officially have hit year 30, and we're going to take down the last of the poorest nations here. And now from now on, I'm going to take every 10 years, just because there are a lot less nations. It's like now there's only 15 nations left after Virginia goes down. We're going to speed it up a little bit and just take 10 years longer, because I don't want to take down one of these big nations just immediately. They have to be really the poorest nation. And Nebraska looks, Maine goes down. Nebraska barely survives. Nevada is having a nice fight against Utah, and they're probably going to take out Utah. So GG's Utah. No, Oh my God, Utah looks like they might be able to hold on right at the end. Kentucky, oh no, they don't. Rest in peace, Utah, South Carolina, and Georgia. I mean, I'm assuming someone out of there is going to take the other one down. Very, very interesting. And yeah, Kentucky. I don't know what's... There's a lot going on, but it is year 40, so we got to take another nation down. And this is crazy because Minnesota right now, I mean, maybe I just took a little bit too much time, but Minnesota, I have to kill someone. You guys have the least amount of gold at the moment, even though you are... Wait, let's see. Are they the strongest nation here? Okay, they're the second strongest nation in terms of land area, and they're about to go down just because they have no gold. Rest in peace, Minnesota. This is a lot of land that a lot of people could scoop up. Nevada technically is the strongest here, but I'd say they're probably not in a great position when they're surrounded by so many other countries or other states, whatever you want to call them here. But Kentucky is really scooping up a lot of that land, and Nebraska goes down at the same time. So there is a ton of land to pick up. And Alabama and Georgia both don't look good at all. Looks like they're barely holding on, and Alabama does not look good for you guys. Wyoming, it also does not look good for you guys either. There's a lot of nations that are just, okay, wow. Alabama and Wyoming go down at the exact same time, and Massachusetts, all in kind of one big thing. So once we get the year 50, who's it going to be? I'm assuming Georgia is probably the weakest nation at the moment. It is California. California has 0 gold at the moment. They're fighting against Louisiana, and they're dead. Rest in peace, California. I thought it was going to be Georgia here, but we're going to go another 25 years until the next... Like, I'm not going to take someone out in the next 25 years just because I got to let them fight it out themselves. Like, look at Nevada. They're taking a lot of Alaska's land. Kentucky and Nevada are having their own kind of little wars, and I'd rather not just delete some of these nations immediately. But Nevada, one of the strongest nations before, and they're just getting eaten by Kentucky. Like, I'm assuming they just have no gold at the moment. But yeah, Kentucky really went crazy. I was not expecting a Kentucky... Okay, and now Kentucky's getting eaten by everyone else. Yeah, Kentucky really just got... Like, I was like, damn, Kentucky's really doing well. And there's Georgia as well. There are 5 nations left, and South Carolina does not look good either. So out of these 5 nations, I mean, clearly Louisiana is the dominant power here, but it really could be anyone. Just the fact that everyone is kind of just getting turned over, and now there's only 4 nations left, and one of them is Louisiana. And Louisiana is basically taking out both Nevada and Alaska at the moment as well. So we're going to see what's going on, but South Carolina is also getting shafted. But okay, we're on year 75. I said it'd take 25 years before I'm deleting the next one, and it is Louisiana. Oh my God, they ran out of gold, and now they have to die. They literally have to die. They have no gold. So now it's really up in the air for the next 3 nations. Like, it really is depending on South Carolina, Alaska, or Nevada. I think Alaska is probably in the best position at the moment, but I mean, honestly, anyone is fine here. I just think these are all kind of like 3 not really talked about states. Like, they're definitely, like, Alaska definitely is like one of the more known states, but it's not as talked about as like something like California or Georgia or Florida. And I don't know. Yeah, Alaska definitely looks like they're doing the best at the moment, but it really is between... I mean, Nevada could still pull it off, and I'm just confused on why no attacks are happening. Oh, they're technically fighting, but Alaska needs to fight before South Carolina can get the land to fight against Nevada. And this is just weird. They're both fighting against Alaska, but Alaska is beating them on both fronts. And I think Alaska might win this before we even get the chance to take out the next poorest nation. Yeah. Okay, it is year 100. So unless Alaska's the poorest nation here, they're not. Nevada is. It really, like, technically South Carolina and Alaska are under the same thing, but I will just allow it to happen. I'm honestly gonna have them fight to the death. Like, I'm assuming Alaska's gonna win here. Yeah, they do. And when you delete the poorest nation in the United States, or the poorest state in the United States, you do get Alaska as the winner. Kind of insane, and Alaska was not expecting them to win at the beginning of the game because they're in a kind of poor position here, but they do win it all.